Hi everyone, Lady Botcher, Angela here with the third Face-Up commission from Libby. This is a Bimong Dandelion. I hope I said that right. So as you guys know, I have finished with the very first layer, and this one was a little bit difficult because the eyes are so tiny. So the features were almost 1/6 scale, but her head was 1/3. So it was a little difficult, but it was actually pretty good. I had to use my brush and watercolor instead of just my watercolor pencil for that. So just to get into the tiny little nooks and crannies. So here I am. I am sketching in her eyebrows, and the only thing that Libby really wanted was for her to be a lot like the Mini Fee, which is like the sweet, innocent, sort of very just clean face. So I went with more neutral eyebrow. They are a bit more bushy, so I wanted them to be a bit more natural instead of like the slicked eyebrow that you see with like pencils or makeup or something like that. So hers are a little bit more bushy. They're not wild. They're not all the way like up her forehead or anything like that, obviously, but yeah, I sketched in the pastels first, and then I went in with a brown and black pencil. So I gave her a little bit of an ombre brow, just so she would have some variation for any wigs or anything that Libby would want to put on her. So what I did before and throughout this is to layer up some of the makeup that I put on her. And yes, the makeup is not going to be like super prominent because it is a bit of a subdued color. It's a green because I chose this color because of her facial or her face plate color itself, the resin color, and it was more of a yellowish undertone. At least it looked like to me, more than like a pinky undertone or a peachy undertone. So I went with a green eyeshadow for her face tone. So, and you can see here I'm just upping the color just a little bit every time. It's just getting it in the corners for the darker look. So bit of a smoky eye, but not so smoky that it's sultry or anything. It's still very, very innocent. So it's almost like day makeup that you would put on. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one because her lips are so sweet, and so I kind of made an ombre effect on her lips as well. So I would put the here I am taking some water and just from my watercolor pencil and giving the waterline some pink because my pencil wouldn't quite fit all the way in there without, messing up what I've already done. So that's why I did that. But no, the lips, I used a cotton swab to put on some pastels, and I did a red in the middle, and then I did more of an orangey peachy color on the outside of the lips, so it's a little bit of an ombre. I did give her some lip lines, of course, to be a bit more realistic, and then I subdued those down as well, just so it would blend in a little bit and not stand out and be so stark. So I did give her some temple veins in the beginning as well. They're not very prominent. I didn't want them to be very prominent on this one either because she's just going to be very sweet, very pretty face. So I did use, instead of a pinky blush, I did use the orangey reddish blush that I found that I am absolutely loving at the moment. It gives her a more realistic blush tone to her face that I found out. So that's why I did that as well. So that's about as far as I've gotten so far. And so what I'm doing now is, again, I am just, you know, pumping up the colors and the eyeliner that I've already kind of put the makeup over. I've already sealed in, so you have to go over it again if you want it to kind of stand out. So that's about where I'm at right now. And I do give her some freckles. I use this Decadent palette here, and I'm just using more of a yellow tone of the watercolors that I have. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I just used it straight, so there's no custom freckles for this one. But I just dabbed them on. I didn't flick them on because I didn't want her to have too much skin texture itself. So I just dabbed on a few light freckles here and there across her cheeks, across her nose, a little bit at her temples, and they looked great. I think they turned out pretty good. They're not very prominent like the mini fee that I did previously, but I do think that these are really pretty in person. So it's probably hard to see on film, but I think they turned out super cute for her face. So yeah, again, how you do this is you just take a little bit of watercolor and you kind of blob it on there, and then you take a Q-tip and you kind of just let it sit for maybe, I don't know, 20 seconds or so, depending on how dark you want the freckle to be. And then you just kind of lightly dab it off, and it makes, what lifts off is what makes the freckle itself. So of course the edges are going to be drier faster, so you dab on the inside and you're left with a very cute little freckle that has a little darker edge on the outside. So I don't know if I explained that very, very good, but I hope so. I hope you guys try this, because freckles to me are like fantastic. I love doing freckles so much. I love them. They give people and, you know, dolls so much character, and I just love that. So here I am. I am taking my brown pencil first. I am just drawing in some eyebrow hairs, and then I'm going to do the ombre effect from the outside corner, and that'll be black. And again, I go over this a couple times because it just wasn't bushy enough or more, you know, natural enough for me. So I just kind of flicked longer eyebrows on, and I think it turned out pretty cute. So she's got a little bit more bushy eyebrows. So yeah, I think she turned out really sweet. And this won't go up until after Libby has opened them, because I wanted this one to be a surprise for her. She actually chose to have this one be a surprise. So I really hope that she likes this one. I think she turned out really cute. I love her blushing and her skin tone, and just everything seemed to work out really well, because it only took me a day to do her, and that doesn't rarely happen unless I'm super inspired, and just so sweet, So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna stop, because I've talked about the whole thing, and I'll let you guys watch the rest. Thanks for watching.